Facebook ads, for emails, for conversion revenue optimization, for anything dropshipping, this is the call you want to be on. My name is Chris. I am from the Freedom Club, which is a school for e-commerce. What is this for? It's for people who want to learn e-commerce. If you are looking to make more money and learn from the masters, the people who have taught all these people to do this over and over and over again, this is the place to come. Come on in, book a call with one of our sales team, and you could be on the back end of this system, getting all the course content and learning from coaches like myself how to succeed in dropshipping. We have a special episode today. Of course, we need to invite all the students in, which we will do now. I've got a lot to share. Strap in. Oops, that's not what I want to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marketing Reviews. My name is Chris. I am head of education here at the Freedom Club, here to help you with all of your stuff. Now, this is a very special, I wouldn't say very special, but it is a special episode, if you can call these episodes. A special stream tonight. There's two things that I'm going to go do. I'm going to introduce you guys to the new store that I've created. I want to take you through my creative process here, how I am finding winning ads. I think it's going to help a lot of you. So we'll do that in a second. And then I'm going to be going through Connie's website. She has a special request that I wanted to go and do. So we're going to show you guys my creative process first for my new store. We're going to look through Connie's ads and website and try and help her get that profitable. And then we're going to go and answer as many questions as I can before the time runs out. How does that sound, guys? Does that sound good to everybody? And for anybody else who's going to miss this one, man, you're going to miss some golden nuggets tonight. All right, give me a second, guys. Get my YouTube up and running. All right, let's get started. Now, you know what? I'll give everybody a minute. Where is everybody? There's only 7 people in here. No worries, Connie. Is it Connie? Do I say Connie? Is that the word? Is that your name? I can't. Did I get it right? I think I got it right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I have such a short attention span. Social media has ruined me. E-commerce has ruined me. Connie, it is. All right, cool. Well, all right. There's not enough people in here. People are going to miss this. This is something I've been thinking about all week. You know what? We will get started. So, ladies and gentlemen, some of you know, I started a new store, which I know it's not exactly something I don't do often, but this time was different. See, normally when I start a new store, I normally get my team to build it for me. And when I say team, I got a whole team of designers, a whole team of people who go and do all the bits for me. This time I did it myself from scratch. And I launched a product that no one else that I could find was dropshipping. This is a product that's available in chemists. Austin's call is still on. Well, all those people are going to miss out. Tell Austin to hurry up. They're just going to have to go back to the beginning of this. All right, so the store is banging. Thank you very much. Absolutely banging. It's amazing what you can do with AI these days. Absolutely incredible. Now, I didn't know this product would work or not. I still don't know. And I broke a few rules from the Freedom Club to get this store up and running. I didn't bother testing this product first. I went straight to the suppliers and I went straight to the factories, and we built, my own product from scratch. It didn't cost as much as I had feared. It was a bit of an investment there. I went out and I got some UGC done before I'd even bothered testing any ads. So there was about a couple of grand worth of investment just to get this up and running. Not a huge deal, but if this doesn't work, I can tell you I've got a lifetime supply of snoring mouth guards, which I will use anyway. So that's why I decided to take the risk. what I want to take you through is the first couple of days of launching this store. I hope that this is going to help you, all 8 of you on this call, understand how and why we test, because I see so many of you guys not putting enough into your ad account, just sort of coasting on 2 to 3 ads, not really changing variables and understanding what the data is teaching you. So let's start from the beginning. I launched this store, I think on Thursday night. So we can see we had one purchase on, was it Thursday that I launched it? Would have been Wednesday. All right. So we launched this store on Wednesday night. Now I know when you launch a store, you can get a couple of orders straight up and you get excited and it means nothing. But what I want to take you through is what I went through. So this A1 here, this is my UGC. I bought it, it was expensive. I fully expected this to work because this guy, you know, he's a good looking man and he was great on the video. I got him from Creator Flow, which is my favorite place to get UGC. I thought I had a winning ad here, right? When I looked over on end of day 1, we can see, day 1 was pretty good. Click-through was pretty good. I was getting pretty excited. No sales. All right, cool. Day 2. Man, these are not the same stats that I was looking at. Man, Facebook must... Is anyone else having a really buggy Facebook? Because I remember these stats being different. Anyway, day 2, that same ad, below the 1.5% that I need to make a good store, right? So I started freaking out. Why was my click-through rate so poor when yesterday was so good? It was obviously data can take a little while to actually fluctuate, right? So what I started to do was my own UGC, or my own founder ads, and I launched this one here to start with. So this was a terrible,
I used to snore so bad.
a terrible UGC ad by myself.
Either I fix my snoring or I find myself a new place to sleep.
I thought it was terrible. Apparently the market thought it was fantastic. So I used a few clips from my UGC to put it together. We have a 3.5% click-through rate, right on target, with a cost per click of $1.46. Fantastic. This is looking good. I'm starting to get excited. I think I got an order that day as well at $11 an order on that A2 ad. Happy days. Happy days. Still very early though. Now, as we go through to day 3, everything started to fall off the bandwagon. My A1 ad started to get $7 cost per clicks with a click-through rate of 0.53, and I was thinking maybe I made a bit of a mistake here. Maybe this product isn't so good. No one likes, like yes, we had a few initial clicks. No one else seems to like this video. The CPM is pretty good. Cost per click is way too high, and the CTR is way too low. That is not a viable ad, nor a viable product at this stage. I did have an order. There was a little bit of hope left in me. My A2 ad started dropping as well with a click-through rate of 1.5, but 1.5, it's still within that bandwagon that I tell you guys. We're aiming for 1.5% click-through rate. Maybe I've got something here. Then I launched B1. Now, this is day 3, by the way. We're moving pretty fast. B1, I want you guys to get in the habit of testing ideas really quickly. Now, this was a brand new video from me. I tried to do another founder video. I think I did it right after a live call. I was tired. It was at the desk here. The lighting was terrible.
Right here, it honestly changed my life.
It's a terrible ad. It's cringy. It's bad. It's very, very bad. But has a 1.66% click-through rate and a click-through cost. Sorry, what am I trying to say? A cost per click of $2.78. That's better than my paid-for UGC, and that is a terrible, terrible ad. All right, that was the 17th. So by now, I'm thinking I'm in a bit of trouble here. I've had one order. I didn't get any orders that day. My paid-for UGC is performing terribly, but somehow there is a gleaming bit of light that my own personal ads are doing okay. Let's fast forward to Saturday. Now, Saturday, if we look at my amount spent, this is where I'm starting to experiment. Let me get my amount spent here. It was already ordered. this is where I'm starting to experiment. I know now there are some ads that I've created myself that were doing well. How can I make them better? And I came up with the concept of putting a better hook in front of them. Now you can see here my click-through rates, they're dismal. They are very, very sad looking. C1, which is a new ad that I created that day, $6 cost per click, but the click-through rate was actually on target, 1.5%. What's going on here? A $94 CPM. That's insane. Why did this one ad have a huge CPM? The answer to that is, well, this was an ad that I recorded that day and had out that night. It was actually, I really like my hook.
Just like that guy, until I found a cure.
I even like myself in this video. I did a pretty good job on speaking about the product, but the problem was I said the word cure in my video, and you can't say the word cure in your video. When you say anything to do with curing an illness, and I didn't realize this, I knew it, but I didn't realize I said it. When you say anything like that, you're going to get a high CPM. Facebook doesn't like you coming up with miracle cures for anything. So I stopped that after the first day, but I had another style of ad that kind of worked. Me in a white t-shirt in my room, mirroring the A2 ad that is still going okay. A2 here. That first ad that was doing okay, that I showed you about, 1.3%. Not terrible, not terrible, not great. We need to improve it somehow. B1, this was my first, my second UGC. This is not working at all at $4 and 1.39. Let's turn that off as a learning experience. A1 is completely turned off, and I have a few others that I was testing here, E1 and F1. I'll just show you those quickly. E1, I'm starting to learn here. We're starting to put hooks at the start of the ads, and I'm making all of these hooks from AI using Higgsfield. These are 4-second little snoring memes I asked for.
If this keeps happening at
Now this one was simply my original UGC that I bought. That's okay, guys. You may want to watch the start of this. I'm just showing you guys my creative process here, how I found ads that actually work, and how fast I work them in order to find a winning formula. So this one here, it was my UGC ad that I paid for that didn't work at all. That had a 0.67 click-through rate. I put on a meme at the beginning. I added some really nice titles, and it did increase the CTR from 0.7 to 1.33. Still not within the territory where I can do anything with this ad whatsoever. But all of a sudden, we're starting to get purchases. We had a $1.62 purchase on one of these ad sets, and that was for my first round of what are they called? Static image ads. All right, now this was $1.62, great cost, but the CTR was dismal at 1.08, and by now I'm starting to feel a little bad about myself. I know with my experience that these click-through rates are not going to make it. 1.5% is the minimum, and I need to be able to hit above that. I need to be able to be looking at 2 to 2.5 to 3% ideally. These are Dimmers ads, so I was a little disappointed that they didn't work, but I'm learning still, guys. Now, that was on the Saturday. On the Sunday, things started turning around. We're getting 1.5, 1.5, 1.7, 1.5, 1.6. So things are starting to work, including a 6.45 on my brand new ad where I put everything that I've learned together. And more importantly, I discovered something else this day. I discovered that when I put a bit more emphasis on the fear and the what am I trying to say here? The actual benefit. So I changed up my primary text. I changed up my headline to "Snoring is a warning sign," and here is now telling people that it kills 100,000 people indirectly every year. And these are stats that I did find and didn't just talk nonsense. And in my video now, I got my hook.
Snoring isn't just something annoying.
I've got me, and my titles are even better. My lighting is better. I'm putting a little bit of humor in here. I'm adding a little dynamic changes to my stuff. I've got statistics to back me up, and these ads are way better. Now, my other ads that I've got running, A2 which was my original ad that has been running this whole time, these last 4 days. It's still doing really well. We're not going to change that one, but I could perhaps try a different version of this now that I know that things work better with harder hitting headlines and with statistics and fear-based content. I can now change this and I can make a fear-based one of this, which I think I did. Pretty sure I did. Was that A3? Anyway, day 2, we're starting to get purchases coming through. It's very hard to understand with me talking over yourself. You can look at my ads if you want. You can go through the back end. I'm not gonna play them all for you. You can go into Facebook ad library and you can find all the ads with me in them, and you can tell me how funny or ridiculous I was. Anyway, Monday, we're seeing the similar thing Monday. We're seeing $30 purchases on some of these ads. A2 doing well, A3 doing well. This is now where I've learned now through testing and bad results. I've learned the types of primary text I should be running. This is that same A3 ad that did well originally, now with a headline that says snoring is a warning sign, and with primary text now with statistics and fear based on health anxiety. Now we're winning. Now we're getting click-throughs that are coming into the 1.7, 2%, 2.4. This is it. This is what I was looking for. My cost per clicks are still a little bit high, but those will probably come down as my CPM comes down. But now we're starting to get somewhere. So it's at this point where after 4 or 5 days of testing, I've now got angles that work. I've got text that works. I can now go and record more videos of myself in different locations around the house, talking about the dangers of snoring, because that's really what I found worked. The dangers of continuing to snore, rather than just stopping snoring or not snoring because it's loud and annoying for your partner. It was the dangers that worked. So what I do now, I have ads that are working. Now I need to go and work on my OmniSend or my emails, because I know I only have a 2% email sign up. So what do? I take my learnings from my ads, which is taking those statistics and that fear, and I put that into my pop-up page. That's what I'm probably going to do after this call. And if you look here at my website, well, when I first launched this website, it was sort of all about stopping snoring, and that was about it. Now it's snoring is a warning sign. Don't ignore it. Now it's reduce your risk of heart disease and stroke. It's down here, snoring is more dangerous than you think. So by learning about my ads and how people responded through my click-through rates, I'm able to make some assumptions about the types of content that need to go into my ads and also my landing page to go and get those conversions. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you feel like in your own business that you've been testing enough, that you've had a strategy in place that has allowed you to go and make different variations of your ads, going into CapCut and cutting bits in and cutting bits out to try and test whether or not that style of idea or that angle is going to be the one that gets you the high click-through rates? Because when you first launch your store, guys, the click-through rate, this one here, the CTR, be very careful not to confuse it with CTR all. This one isn't very important, but link click-through rate here, this tells you out of 100 people who saw your ad, how many actually bothered to click through to your website. This is like the red light and the green light of whether or not you're on the right track in your selling points. And when you get your selling points correct, you'll get more sales, you'll get more clicks, you'll get more signups to your email list, but you've got to be testing. You'll be testing those angles. And the easiest way to test your angles is to get in front of the camera and practice that skill of talking about your products. I know we didn't all do this to get in front of our camera, and I know that we would prefer to just have UGC people do it for us. I'm with you. I don't enjoy doing the videos either. I enjoy them when they work. I don't enjoy the process of looking at myself and editing myself and thinking, man, who's this goober on my screen? And I really can't stand editing my voice down, but the results don't lie. And using yourself as your guinea pig allows you to record a lot and test those angles. Now, I've gone and purchased a second bit of UGC, and I've just redefined my script that I used for her to say the same thing. So I know the angles that she needs to use now in her script. And so, yeah, that's how we do that. What do you think, guys? Did you learn something? Have you been doing things the hard way? So I did, Delphine, so you did an AVO, 1 video per ad set, ads and ad targeting different angle? Yeah, 100%. That was it. And not just video. So I had ads that were in here that were static images as well. The static images didn't work as well, so I turned them off because the static images were giving me like a 75% click-through rate. So looking at why my click-through rate was bad and figuring out what I could change to make it better is the key. Sometimes you take an ad that gave you a bad click-through rate, you duplicate the ad set, you go in there and you try a different headline and you try different text and you see if that just boosted up the click-through rate a little bit, and that tells you, hey, you know what? If that works, great. I've got now new text to put on all my ads. Rich, that gives you more confidence to use the 5 scripts you've been waiting just to find the right time when me and the wife are working. Great, fantastic. How fast did I turn them off? Well, I'm spending $25 a day on each ad. So probably after, if it was really bad, if I spent $25 and got 2 clicks, that was pretty obvious. That was a shit ad. Just turn it off. Look at which one it was and try and figure out why it was shit, but I turn it off. If it was borderline or really, really good, I wait till the next day, because an ad that might be really good one day might be bad the next day and maybe even out over 3 days. So we did that. And ads that were really good, of course, you keep them going. Delphine, I have managed in a video where we tried both individually. They did okay. When you ran them at the same time with each dedicated ad spend, they both ran and they delivered quite well. You're just starting out, so you defer to my judgment. It's great. It's fantastic. Do I scale each ad individually then? Well, no, not yet. Today's day 4 or day 5 of this new store being live. I can't scale yet. I'm getting orders, so 2 to 3 orders a day, but I have other things to solve first. For example, my well, I won't show you because I got to go log into that account and stuff, but my pop-up is only getting 2.3% sign-up rate. There's no point scaling until I get people into my email list. So I've got to figure out how, that's my next thing to solve, how to go and get more people to actually sign up to my email list. Mohammed, you don't even know me, but thanks for my live. You're welcome, my friend. You jumped in on a good moment in time. Next, you know how I work. I try and solve one thing at a time. I'll come back to Facebook ads, in a few days and try a few more things out. They're probably okay. Oh, thanks, Michaela. Yeah, no one goes to my landing page, but I'll go fix that later. Thank you. You know what? Let me. And you know what? I probably wouldn't be surprised if there were more spelling mistakes. You know how I roll. One second. Let's go fix that. We'll fix that before I forget. Otherwise, it's going to be another 1.5 years before I remember to fix it. And another little confession is I don't often even bother with much on my landing page. It obviously can help. Every little bit helps, but the most important thing in the beginning is that product landing page. Now, so we take one. As you guys know, there's 3 legs holding up your business. Your ads is one leg, your email is the other leg, and your landing page is the other leg. So you got 3 different legs holding your website up. First thing to focus on is your ads, getting that click-through rate up. You can't succeed unless this click-through rate is at least 1.5% on average. Okay. If you go to 1.3%, you may notice I didn't turn them off immediately. I waited till the next day. If it's, if it's dismal, we just turn it off and try again. So Facebook ads, leg number 1. Leg number 2, which is next that I'm going to solve, is my email pop-up. I want to make sure that I have at least 7% or above sign-up rate. 7%, I think, for me is the minimum that I want for my email sign-up. And I'm not getting them right now. So the reason why I'm not getting them is obviously I need to either improve the visual on the pop-up or improve the offer or improve the reason to sign up. Maybe I need to put more fear and more health anxiety into the pop-up itself. So that's the next thing I'm going to sort out. Then the third thing is the landing page, which I've already started to sort out by putting elements of my winning ads into the landing page. Now, things like this was custom built with some AI. You don't need much these days in terms of coding skills to make a great looking landing page. AI can do a lot. I'm using Claude for a lot of things. These awesome custom icons here, this whole thing was done in Claude. So you can see I haven't done too much more than what you guys would do. I've broken up my UGC video to create not GIFs, but I chose to put video here. Reason why I chose to put video is I think it looks crisper on the landing page, but it's the same concept that you guys have, and I've obviously got a fair few reviews that I've made. So we're now getting 2 to 3 orders a day. It's only day 5. This may or may not work. Time will tell, but I wanted to show you the process that I'm using to test and turn off ads that don't work. And, not feeling bad when they don't work, because they quite often won't. But then every now and again, you find a gem of an ad that you can, leverage and work off. Do I think if your ads are not working with CBO, you should try an ABO? Yeah, look, if you're not working with CBO, 100%, go back to the drawing board and start an ABO and start testing individual ads. A CBO should only ever have your proven winning Facebook ads. If you don't know what your proven winning Facebook ads, if you're not winning, if you're not getting over 1.5%, it's time to go back and retest and find those winners. And sometimes that means, for example, so we have A2 and A2 here. There's the same ad pointing to a different, a different audience, a different keyword. Same ad, so we're testing the keyword here. Some of these ads here, as I showed you, were the same ad, but we're testing the headline and the text. Now, when you get to these calls, you guys have launched your stores and you're probably just using the default 50% off headline that we teach you, right? That's okay. That can work for a lot of ads. But is that your best headline? Have you tested other headlines? I have a lot more text on my products next to GIFs. Would I recommend you do this? Yeah, where it makes sense. So I do have a lot more text, but I may in the future use AI's help to compress my text and make it smaller. It didn't start off like this. This was actually very similar to how you guys would normally start. I went a bit nuts the last day or so because I found out so many things in my ads that were working and I wanted them to be on my landing page. So it's a work in progress. Remember, there's 3 legs. I've only sort of not even completed, but really just scratched the surface of leg 1, which is my Facebook ads. Okay, that took 4 days. My next leg will be my emails. And then my leg number 3 will be doing A/B testing and working on my landing page here. I won't be doing anything major to the landing page until I'm using my A/B testing software. There's not much point just screwing around with the page necessarily until you've got testing software in place. And you guys know the testing software that I use, Elevate Labs, I think it's called. Now, before I get too further into this call, I need to go and help out Connie. I'd promised that we'd do this before. What software are we using? Let me show you. So I use an app called Elevate A/B Testing. Yeah, no worries, man. I can do that. Is that lowered? I think it's lowered. I hope it's lowered. Sorry, only YouTube gets to hear the music. Everybody else gets to just hear the voice. So A/B testing. My advice on A/B testing is you use this software when you have enough traffic coming in, because you need for each test at least 500 clicks to your website before you even have a rough idea on whether or not that test is going to be complete. You thought you were allergic to Elevate. I am allergic to it. I hate it, but here we are. Here we are using Elevate. So remember, guys, go slow on your A/B testing. Every test needs 500 clicks at least before you can decide if your experiment has worked. And for most of us, we're spending $1 to $2 on our Facebook ads per click, right? So that's $1,000 per test when you think about it. Not that you have to pay that money. It's just that's what you're paying in Facebook ads to do the test. Now, I do recommend when you're at the point where your Facebook ads are working pretty good, you're getting some orders coming in, and you're ready for your A/B testing, be very careful. Don't change your website willy-nilly anymore. If traffic's coming in, you gotta science the shit out of this, yeah? I never just fool around with my website unless it's in an A/B test, because your ads could be doing well one day, you make one change to the website and it all falls over. But with an A/B test, I can make a small change and test whether or not my conversion rate goes up or down over 500 clicks. And that gives me a pretty good indication that the change I made was a good change or a bad change. Now, the one thing that you can do with these when you do make your tests, you don't have to test every single click that comes to your website. You can say, hey, send 75% to the current landing page. And then for the rest, 25%, we'll use that traffic to test my ideas. That way, if your ideas are bad, you don't lose much money. Whatever you do not do what I first did when I discovered A/B testing, which was I quickly tested every possible idea I could on Homecraftology. It's like you go into a test, you already have a preconceived idea that whatever you're going to do is probably going to make your website better. For example, changing your cart button to green instead of purple. You think you're going to make a positive improvement. And so in your mind, all you need is a couple of bits of good data, a couple of good days where one experiment, which was the green button change, converts higher, and you're likely to go, I knew it. I knew I'd be right. I knew that if I made my button green, I'm gonna get more orders. So what do? You turn the test off, you change your button green. You keep making quick decisions like that, and you will quickly destroy your conversion rate. My conversion rate for Homecraft went from like 3% down to 0.5% because I made change after change after change without waiting for traffic. Just quick tests. I knew that my whatever brilliant change I was thinking of was going to work, and it was the worst decision I made. I had to actually go back to a previous theme that luckily I had saved from like a year ago just to get my conversion rate back. And that's when I learned, slow down. Get lots and lots of data before you decide whether your A or your B is the winner. All right, Connie. Hollybobs. We need to have a look at this. So Hollybobs is a travel bag that's been running. Now, Connie, if you're on the call, which I think you are, talk me through some numbers here. I will take a look at your Facebook ads shortly. We got $194 for the bag with rollers. Ah, okay. Interesting. Your bag with rollers is, of course, more expensive. Can you tell me how much? I know you've said this to me before in the emails, but can you just tell me how much it costs to buy the bag with rollers, just so I can get it in the chat here? This is an emergency session, by the way, guys. Connie's been running this website for a while, but it's not profitable. She's had a bunch of orders. We have to help her get profitable. So any ideas that you have, drop them in the chat. All right, $65 per unit for the rollers, and you're charging $194. Now, $37 without the wheels. Good. One idea, just straight off the bat, that I would do personally is swap these around so that the default person lands on the less expensive one. That may get you more conversions. It may decrease your conversion average order volume, but it may get you more conversions, because when a person comes to your website and they see $119, they're more likely to stay on the website than when they come and see $194 and go, oh, hell no. So that might be a good change. Free waterproof toiletry bag, $29 value plus adjustable shoulder strap included with every order. With the adjustable shoulder strap, proper price tag on that as well. That could be why you add to cart so done. Yeah, probably. It could be. It could be. I've already been through the website. I like everything you've got here. One of the things that I've seen on competitors, I know you've got your cabin approved here. One of the things I've seen, and I don't think you have it, and it might be a cool idea, it certainly will add trust, is right here. If you could go into like section store and grab one of their rotating ticker things, right? And you can put all of the icons of the of the airlines, right? And have like Qantas, Virgin, Jetstar, all of them, not just the Australian ones too. And they could all be rotating down there. And the headline is approved carry on for all of these airliners. That's the one we're looking for. Just adds that extra bit of trust. Now, a message from the founder. I don't think this is important. It's not on the product page. Definitely not on the product page. I'd put that in your About Us page. People don't really care at this point. They may have seen an ad, which is a founder ad, and they like that. But in my opinion, they don't necessarily need a message from the founder. You can certainly be in your photos, and I definitely like that. You go to Homecraftology, you see Mel and I, we're holding the stuff up. I'll just show you real quick. And people do like that. If they've seen you as a founder on your ad and they see you holding your stuff, yeah, absolutely put your own self in your website. But in terms of having a founder message, I think there's more important things that we can be putting there. So this is the first thing, the first real bit of information we get to put about your bag. What is it that makes this bag sell? Can you look at your ads that have worked and figure out what exactly people are buying this for? Maybe it's the bags. Maybe it's the fact that it fits as carry-on. But whatever it is, the selling point that makes this bag first, that should be what this first paragraph is all about. Travel without the stress of disorganized. Okay, so we've got some things here where your heading here has uppercase on every letter, but here it doesn't. And also the font is much bigger and it's a bit jarring. It's probably something that will put some people off who really like to have those clean websites to trust. Your GIFs are great. Most bags make travel feel harder than it needs to be. Clothes lose their structure. Outfits become disorganized. It's your best performing ad. Fantastic. Use yourself. Like, I'm not saying take the image down. You can keep the image. I'm saying the message. This is not an important place. Sorry, this is too much of an important place to put a message from the founder rather than a feature or a benefit. Not a feature, but a benefit of the products. Okay, we need benefits of the products. With everything in place, you arrive feeling calm, prepared, and completely in control because travel should feel effortless from start to finish. It's not bad. It's not bad. Meet the carry-on closet bag. Transition from sleek duffel to portable closet on wheels in under 10 seconds. Yeah, that's nice. Snap on wheels for effortless travel. Fantastic. I don't love this particular GIF. It's okay. Connie, don't necessarily remove it, but put something else that's equally as important there. I think this image here, this GIF here could be better. It's kind of weird that it's on a chair and we don't get to see like it. You could probably film yourself at home just doing this on like a floor, and I think it would look better. And you've got your $60 baggage fees. Again, we've got some case issues here. Take off #1 travel bag in Australia. Well, don't take it off. Put something else there. number one travel bag in Australia. I know I used to sort of say do that kind of thing, and it did work for a little while, but it doesn't really work anymore. We have to quantify it for Facebook to really like you. So you could say Australia's most loved travel bag, or number one. What's the word? We need to quantify it with something. Thoughtfully designed to keep everything in place. Your outfits stay organized. That's cool. No excess, no stress, just smarter. Okay, not bad. What about like faster check-in? Not just the $60, but faster and easier check-in. Just grab your ticket and board your plane. I'm not sure what you're showing us there. Columns with images. Not sure, Lawrence. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. Your logos here are good. So a couple of items there that will help get... Okay, one last thing. On your reviews, can you please make the text black? It just looks a little funky having this color reviews. Whereas the rest of your website, I can't even speak tonight. The rest of your website has black text, which I do like. So a little tiny things there that could definitely help. Let's look at your ads. So Holly Bob's. Okay, looking at the last 30 days, $95 purchases. So you said that these are costing $65 for the rollers. And so they're spending, and this is the bit that I wanted to talk to you about on the call. Just let me close my tabs down 1 second. Because we're spending, do most people buy it with wheels, or do most people, ads, this is where you got very lost. Okay. And you tried to keep your spending. Okay, cool. I'll hopefully help you there. So $194. Do most people buy the wheels or the standard? And the other thing that you could do as well. Oh, great, fantastic. The other thing you can do as well is in your one-click upsell, you could have the wheels as an upsell if they haven't bought them. So they give you the money, they pay for it. Most people are buying with wheels. Okay, so it's $194 and it's costing you... I can't scroll up enough to see your cost. $65. So $194. I just want to make sure I get my maths right. Minus 67. $127. Ah, 100. So with the discount, okay. 100. So let's assume that someone's got the discount. So it's $107. So if you can get purchases for under $107, you're profitable. Connie, what am I missing here? Because I'm seeing purchases for under $107. I mean, is it just that we're not profitable enough? Because that's profit. I can certainly help you get a little bit more profitable, but that's profit. We've got C21 at $80 per profit, really profitable. We've got new sandbox. Oh, is that a different product? Is that the problem? Do we have a lot of different products in here? C21, we'll take a look. Same product? Okay. God, that's a good ad. You nailed it. Connie, one thing I would probably suggest, is this an ABO or a CBO? I think you got a CBO. Am I mistaken? No, ad set level budget. Great. Fantastic. Well, I'm looking here at 30 days. I'd definitely continue C21 and the new sandbox at $74 a purchase. That's wildly profitable. You've just got a few here that didn't work, but if you keep the ones going that were working, beautiful, beautiful. And your ABO here, I'd increase this daily budget because it looks like we're getting somewhere. Okay. Inside here, we've got C10, which was killing it. I bet you if you give this more money, I bet you this will work really, really well. Because we can always turn C21 off and C22 off and just keep C10 going. Because $60 per purchase, damn, that's great. I'd really want to see what this one does at $50 a day. This new one here at $74, let's have a look in here. Your static simple copy? No way, $63? Dude, that's great. All right, what you've got here is Facebook is... I don't want to change it because it's kind of working. I can kind of see why this one's not working as well. Facebook's trying to put all of your... It's basically asked you to put all of your images into the one ad. This is a strategy that Facebook puts in place to help spend your money. But, and normally I'd say get rid of this. Get rid of the multi-image ads because they kind of suck. But in your case, they're kind of working. I would turn all the other ads off except for Static Hotel and Static 3 because... Actually, let's have a look at your click-throughs. That's the most important thing. Static Wheels, yeah, we keep that one off. Static Hotel, actually turn off all your other ones because this Static Simple here has all of the ads in it. You can pretty much just run that one and make profit from that. At $63 a purchase, you're making like 1/3 profit, right? Roughly, or is my maths bad? Does that make sense, Connie? Are you understanding what to do from here? It's time to go get some more UGC done. It's time to work. If you remember my 3 pillars, Facebook ads, landing page, and emails, it's time to also be focusing on your form submission rate and your email automations. Would I recommend put a simple NC10 and 2 good ads? Maybe you could. There's 2 things that I would do, right? I've already mentioned. So C21, turn this bad boy back on at $50 a day. Let's see if this can do well with a little bit of room to get you some sales. The new Sandbox 35, turn on Static Simple and keep that going. Okay, turn everything else off. It is already off, but just turn this one on and keep those sales coming in because that's profit right there. And yeah, take your best static ads and your best video ads, put them into a CBO at maybe $20 to $50 a day. See if that works. It may work, it may not, but we'll just have to see. That way, your CBO has your best ads, and you can still scale your ABO ad sets if they're working. If they're working well, scale them as high as you can until that cost per purchase doesn't make any sense. Yeah? You've done well, Connie. You've done very well. You just needed a little push in the right direction. And of course, work on your upsells too with your one-click upsell, because if you can convert anyone who just does the standard to the wheels, great. If they have purchased the wheels, can you upsell them something else after the checkout to increase your average order volume as well. And if not many people are buying 2 and 3, what can you do to your prices here for 2 and 3 to make them better? Can you test 20% and 25%? Does that increase the number of people buying 2 of these? If we can squeeze 1 out of every 3 or 4 people to buy 2, then you're going to find it much, much easier to scale. Just waiting for Connie's reply, guys. You've sold a couple of 2-packs, but you'll increase. Yeah, Connie, this is exciting. I like this for you. I like this a lot. I can tell you, if this was my store, I wouldn't be stopping. I'd be keeping on going. All right, guys, I probably can do 1 or 2 more questions before my next call today. So I know I didn't get through many questions, but it was a special thing tonight. Jess, Wonderlab. The first week went well. You got 3 sales. Your account got restricted, so you've relaunched your ads. Second week, 1 sale. Love my feedback. An insulin cooler travel case. Yeah, I've seen those. That's pretty cool. What do I think about testing with Wonderlab? Yeah, test away. Test away. I can't remember what Wonderlab was selling. No, Connie, don't apologize. When I can help someone in any stage of their business, it helps every single other person on the call. So thank you for allowing me to show the ads and to help you. Everybody else, take notes. That and what I talked about at the beginning of this video is what you guys need to be doing. All right, so we've got packing cubes. Oh yeah, that's not great, is it? I see. I don't know about packing cubes at the moment. I haven't seen many students do well with these for a while. We did have an ad here that has got decent conversions. I could be very wrong. I am just speaking through my speaking nonsense. It is a great ad. Well, I mean, it looks nice. You got a good UGC person. It's a bit long. It's a very long ad. Can we speed this up? I'm not going to trim or anything. But how many seconds is this? I can't tell. 35 seconds. Yeah. Can we speed this one up? Because it's not really dynamic. But $45 a purchase is nice. So where have we spent all the money? We've spent money on C2. We've spent money on C6. So to me, let's look at the click-throughs. Yeah, they all look pretty good. Look at those click-through rates. 2.94%. That's lovely. C2, it's just got a really high CPM. If that CPM was a bit lower, then this would be on Easy Street.
From this to this in just minutes. These compression packing cubes.
I think that ad is very similar to I think it's too similar to C3. When you make ads and you're going for a different ad, it's got, and look, I know I include a lot of clips from my UGC, but I put enough new clips in there that Facebook, when it goes through and analyzes the content, it can tell that they're different ads. What Facebook does is it's got an AI analyzer. It analyzes the frame in your videos, and if they're too similar, it gets too much of a similar score, and Facebook doesn't know what to do with them, and your CPMs go up. So if your ads are too similar, turn off the least performing one, leave the best performing one on, which is C3. You may be able to put this ad set back on just with C3, and this may work. And then you can go and try and get a different UGC person to make some different content. And that may be what we do here. Now we've spent $67 on this one here. $26 link clicks. Look, to me, these are solid. Very, very solid. To me, that's not a problem with your ads. I'm wondering where we might have a problem somewhere else. God, your website is beautiful. A couple of spacing issues here. We can probably put the padding, the top padding on this one, or the bottom padding on this one a little bit higher. It could be the price. Maybe it's too maybe one unit is a bit too expensive. There is a lot going on. Ah, okay. So what you're suffering for the most in this top half of your product page is you got free laundry bag, free tote bag, and free warranty, and you got the same thing over here. So you're actually wasting a significant amount of space. As you know, this is the most important part of your website. This bit right here. We don't ever want to repeat ourselves. Okay, so choose where to get rid of your this. If you don't need it here, remove it here, and just have these ones here. Okay. Always find yourself needing more space in your luggage. Pack in minutes. Your gifts are not great. If this was my website, I would take my UGC, because your UGC looks good, and pop it in as videos into these ones here. Now, are these angles the right angles? In your ads, we have stress-free packing. The night before a trip shouldn't be the most stressful part. Okay. This simple hack will change how you pack. Compression packing makes packing faster, easier, and less stressful. Let's go to your landing page. Where does it say faster, easier, and less stressful? What I would do is put this text here to be faster, easier, and less stressful, because that was your winning ad. What other elements from your ads can you pop in here? Is the problem that we need more space in our ads, or is it just that we're stressed about packing? Because you have a lot of good features here in your ads. Prevent wrinkles, pack and unpack in minutes, easy organization, pack up to 60% more. But rather than telling me about all those great features, we're dropping straight into the testimonials. And then I got to get past the testimonials to actually see your benefits here. And we've got pack in minutes, fit more, worry less. I think we could just change those around a little bit to have more of the vibe from your ads in there, and I think it would do better. Like I did with the snoring, I found the ad angles that worked through testing. And then I brought elements in from the ads that worked into my landing page, and things started to actually work and work together to get me those sales. That's all I have time for tonight, guys. I'll be seeing everyone else over in the growth call. I'll be back on Wednesday night for more of this. Wednesday we'll just be doing solid question after question after question, guys. I've done my teaching component for the week. I will see you guys in the next one.